There's been lots of PC softwares that have been released over the years, but today I'm going to tell you about the top 10 PC softwares that you guys have definitely forgotten about. Without further ado, let's get started. So at number 10 we have Microsoft Bob. If you don't remember what Microsoft Bob is, Microsoft Bob was a PC software that was invented for Windows 3.0 up to the Windows 95. The Microsoft Bob wasn't a bad software by any means, but people just noticed that it couldn't actually do what it was intended to do. Microsoft Bob was actually intended to help the users use the PC easier, it was meant to be user friendly and everything, but then people found Microsoft Bob to be even more complicated than using Windows itself. And after just like a 3-year lifespan, Microsoft Bob was sadly discontinued. Although it was really popular and some people liked it, but due to the mixed reviews and mixed ratings, it had to be discontinued by Microsoft. But all in all, good software that will always be remembered. And at number 9 we have Google+. In case you didn't know, Threads wasn't the very first competition to face up to the likes of Twitter and Facebook. Actually, Google made the software in the past known as Google+. Well, Google+ was actually Google's attempt at trying to make a platform that will rival the likes of Facebook and Twitter, but it failed miserably due to some certain reasons. For starters, it lacked any identity, it couldn't really tell what it was, and also the platform was kind of hard to use, the interface wasn't user friendly, and not just that, there were also some privacy concerns because it had some privacy and security issues. And aside that, it was not really that bad, but it was very memorable because that was actually Google's first attempt at trying to make a software, a platform rather, like Twitter or Facebook. It was a really good attempt, but due to the lack of identity and actually the privacy and security concerns, it couldn't just stand out, and actually also had a very low user count. So with all that, they actually had to shut down as of 2019, which is just sad. And at number 8 we have Encarta. In case you don't know what I'm talking about Encarta Kids and Encarta Premium. As a matter of fact, I do remember back in the past when I was a little kid, I'll always hop on my computer and just open up Encarta Kids and just mess around with it. In case you don't know what Encarta Kids was actually used for, Encarta Kids was basically just a very large encyclopedia which contains everything you're looking for, basically anything about science, literature, textbooks, precedents, and whatever you were looking for. Even as far back as the Egyptian days where we had the pharaohs and all that, it did contain a history about all of that. It made history fun, made literature fun, made everything you could do on anything study-wise. I really loved using this app as a kid, and also there was the advanced model, that's the Encarta Premium for more adult-like people. It also contained a dictionary you could use and everything you could actually look for in an encyclopedia. But unfortunately, due to rapid changing technology and how fast the world was moving, they couldn't really keep updating the app, and the app got discontinued as of 2009. Although it was a really cool concept, a really cool software, and everyone loved it, but due to the invention of rapid changing online activities such as the internet, news articles and everything, Encarta couldn't just keep up, and sadly they had to discontinue Encarta. And at number 7, this one is definitely going to get all of you surprised. I don't know about some people, but most of you. Safari on Windows. Yeah, Safari did actually exist on Windows far back, like that was a long time ago, but yeah, it did exist on Windows. Every feature Safari had, it did also exist on Windows, but later on, Apple being Apple decided to take it off Windows OS, and yeah, now it's an only Apple exclusive feature. But we did have a good time using Safari. I don't really think anyone really used Safari as much as Chrome though, but yeah, it's good to know that we did have this back a while back. We did have this on Windows, but now, yeah, you can't actually get the latest version of Safari on the web anymore. Although if you're trying to, download the old versions, I'm very sure you can find that on the web somewhere. But that's that. And at number 6 we have Purble Place. Purble Place was actually a game which existed back then on the Windows 7, which almost all of us used. I'm pretty sure you'll remember it. If you don't, I don't think you really use computers much. But Purble Place actually existed back then on the Windows 7. It was a Microsoft exclusive actually. It was a game which contained 3 games in one, which was the first one, which was like a match the card tile game. The second one was bake a cake game. The third one was dress me up according to the monitor game. You get kind of basic games, but as at this time it was really impressive that you could play these kind of games on a laptop and everything, or your desktop, and it was really cool for us back then. I don't know about you guys, but my friends and I always used this all the time back in the past, alongside with Encarta kids. And this was another pretty awesome software that we all loved using. So you guys should let me know what you thought about that in the comment section. At number 5, we have 7-Zip, the very first program on the list, which is still being used to this day. Lots of us will actually remember this software, but it did exist before the softwares such as WinRAR and WinZip or ThatTechGuy did exist. The only software which did exist was 7-Zip. 7-Zip was basically your everyday RAR or zip file extractor on Zipper, but as at this time, the likes of WinRAR and WinZip didn't exist. Everyone actually relied on 7-Zip. It's still being used till this day, but a very few amounts of people do use it because WinRAR, WinZip, and other zip archivers and non-archivers do basically all of that, but even with more features. But it's good to know that that program still runs and still exists till this day. At number 4, we have Windows Media Player. I bet all of you definitely forgot about this one, because I don't know anyone who uses Windows Media Player in 2024. It still exists on any laptop that currently runs Windows 11, which is still very surprising. It comes as a Windows default app. It's always on every Windows-based PC, and it's actually pretty crazy that that app still exists. It doesn't support lots of files. It doesn't support, I don't think you have a playlist, or do you? I think you do. But aside that, Windows Media Player was pretty basic. Other media players such as the KM player, the Port player, and the most popular VLC media player all overshadowed this without any stress at all. Although Windows did make a new movie player, which is the one almost everyone uses this day, aside VLC though. But yeah, Windows Media Player is pretty much dead due to the lack of the ability to play any other file apart from MP4s or MP3s or WAVs. But aside that, it's pretty much dead, and it still exists. You just have to type it up in your search menu to find it, which is the Windows Media Player. If you guys still use this, I'll be very surprised. But yeah, I don't know, maybe there are 1 or 2 people on this earth who actually still use the Windows Media Player, but I know I don't. And at number 3, we have Adobe Flash Player. Not all of us actually remember Adobe Flash Player, but if you did use the internet pretty much back in those days, you would remember the Adobe Flash Player, because you actually need the Adobe Flash Player to do literally almost anything multimedia based on the internet back in those days. For example, you couldn't really run any online games, or online games are required to play on the web to be precise, any multimedia content, animations, advertisements without the Adobe Flash Player. This was a really cool plugin for any web-based browser back in the time, but after the launch of HTML5, which actually provided similar features without the need of any extra plugin, Adobe Flash Player announced it's discontinuing in 2017. At number 2, we have the Internet Explorer. Lots of us actually do remember this one, because if you don't know, the Microsoft Edge you all use now is actually Internet Explorer. Internet Explorer was updated to the Microsoft Edge later on, but if you still use Windows 7 or Windows XP or anything older than that, you'll still find the Internet Explorer exists there and hasn't been updated. I don't even think it actually still works, because yeah, it was pretty old. And why was it abandoned? Why was it updated? Well, the Internet Explorer was very laggy, very slow, had security and privacy concerns, which was actually pretty concerning. And overall, it was just a very basic browser compared to the likes of Firefox and Chrome as at the time. Well, Internet Explorer, I won't really say it's dead, because it's now Microsoft Edge, basically just an update to Microsoft Edge, even though I know that lots of people don't really use Microsoft Edge, considering the fact that almost everyone uses Chrome. But yeah, compared to what it originally was, yeah, it's way better than the Internet Explorer. But if you did use Windows 7 or older back in the days, you definitely do remember Microsoft's Internet Explorer. And finally, at number 1, we have the Windows Movie Maker. This was actually Microsoft's attempt at making a video editing software. It wasn't
anything too special. It wasn't anything new at the time, but Microsoft did actually make a video editing software. It wasn't bad, it wasn't the best, because there were also other software such as the Cyberlink Power Directors at the time, and also the Adobe Premiere Pro, Final Cut, Wondershare Filmora. All these other softwares were just out there launching, and it was rendering the Microsoft Windows Movie Maker useless. And I don't think anybody really used this app, but everyone always tries to use this for basic video editing. They only do like the very basics of video editing and nothing really too special. But all in all, it was a cool software that I'm very sure lots of us used. And yeah, but exactly got discontinued in 2017 when Microsoft realized that there was actually no point for that software at the time, because no one was actually using it. But then Microsoft now launched the Microsoft Windows Video Editor, which was later now updated to Clipchamp, which now exists on every Windows 11 OS today. So what do you guys think about all of this? Let me know in the comment section below, and let me know what kind of video you'd like to see next in the comment section. Well, see you guys soon. I'm ThatTechGuy. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you again.